Hi, this is Tracy Hunter Leslie, a licensed clinical social worker. I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I have a solo practice. I've been solo practice since 2018, but been in the field as a therapist for about 35 years. So when I was introduced to CAP, probably about 2.5 years ago, I was really excited to offer this for my clients. I felt like I did the training on my own and was really pleased at the process, pleased with how Journey Clinical's training was, felt very relaxed as a therapist to go into providing this for my clients. And since then, I've done over 250 sessions with clients. It's been amazing for my practice. And how I kind of with the clients, what I've seen with them is that it allows them to access their own inner healer intelligence, which is something that I, as a therapist, cannot access. And I believe I have a lot of skills. I'm EMDR certified and I've done a lot of trauma work. And so finding this intervention or this form of therapy to help clients has been absolutely game changer. It allows me to, one, connect with them without all their defenses up and all their parts that usually are protective parts that usually block a lot of the therapy process. And what ketamine does is it allows them to kind of go past those ego states and go underneath that. So they're able to process information um, a lot more open, less guarded. It gives them information on what I have found with clients is that it gives them information on how to move forward. It may be through symbolism. It may be through, for an example, I had a client who loves elephants since she went on a safari years ago. And the elephant in her journey, she could see how she describes the soul of the elephant looked at her soul. And so that gave her hope. She was struggling with treatment resistant depression. And that gave her a symbol to actually manifest that and she would bring in an elephant for her journeys, a little ceramic elephant. So it really helped move her forward with just that one symbol in her journey. I find that CAP gives clients messages and things that they need, not necessarily to process past, but to access what they need to move forward. And so it's been a real game changer. It's a lot. I see trauma work, just them moving, and I can say this. I'm EMDR certified, but I feel like CAP is like EMDR on steroids. I literally can go from a negative cognition to a positive cognition within one journey. And it allows them to, the same thing, their neural pathways open. Thoughts come through, positive ways to problem solve situations that have kept them from healing in regular therapy. The minute I became part and got trained through Journey Clinical, for me as a solo practitioner, the amount of peer groups and the amount of support that I've gotten from Journey Clinical has been amazing. I have used a lot of different peer groups, and I'm still in one after 2 years, the same peer group that we've all gotten really, really close in this peer group. So the peer groups have been actually the most beneficial for me as a CAP provider. It's kind of like for me as a therapist in my practice, I have found my tribe. So I'm able to speak the language, and we all have the same language in the peer groups that help me as a therapist work with my clients in that type of in a CAP journey, in a CAP experience. As a clinician, I have been a clinician for over 35 years. And this is when I found Journey Clinical and I found this type of work with ketamine, it has just opened up a whole different world where this is where I want to end my next 10 years as a therapist. I've been doing this since 1987. And so this has been like, oh my gosh, I found something I can just easily transition into. This is what I want to do. This is all I want to do for my solo practice. I do keep my individual clients and I've kept them and I will continue, but I do only accept CAP clients and I usually see about two or three CAP and I do both psychedelic and psycholytic sessions with clients, and both of them have been amazing as far as the type of response that I've gotten from them. And as a practice solo practitioner, it has been amazing, and I'm really looking forward to continuing doing ketamine with clients. How I explain it to clients, a lot of my referrals are from a practice that they already kind of explain a little bit of what ketamine is as a medicine. And for me, therapeutically, what I explain it that ketamine is it's an a medicine that helps you go into your parts of yourself that you're not that has not been available to you, and that you're co-conscious and that you are aware of what's happening around you. It's kind of like a dreamlike state, is what I explained to them. It's a short-acting medicine, so their journey is usually anywhere from a half an hour. Average is 45. Sometimes people go over, and that my experience with ketamine, I have not, with clients, I've not had anybody who has experienced some of the fears that I've heard out in the community with like other types of psychedelics where they may have a bad trip or may have a bad experience, and it's a longer acting psychedelic than ketamine is. So I kind of talked to them about the safety and how the environment that I provide, setting, intentions, allows them to feel safe in this environment. And it also helps that I've done this for a couple, 2.5 years. So it makes them feel more comfortable with it, and tell them that in my years of experience with trauma work, this has been the most effective medicine to help process trauma and move forward. I met a therapist at my niece's birthday party, and my niece was turning 3. And so it was a young mother who is a therapist, and instantly started talking as a therapist about how awesome KAP has been for my practice. And within a month, she signed up with Journey Clinical. She lives close by. We're going to exchange some sessions, KAP sessions. And I think how I feel is that therapists are really looking nowadays for some kind of tool to help them with their clients. Also, the other thing I like to say is, and nowadays I'm having clients who have been on SSRIs and been on multiple medications for the past 20, 25 years. And as we know, SSRIs are not used for long-term use to help with trauma. So we're at a stage in therapy and to 2026 where people are looking for some alternative other than medication management, or the medications they've been on for many, many, many years have not been effective. So that's the beauty of KAP. Also, other therapists and clients are looking for some alternative to the medication that they've been had access to for the last 20 years that have not been helping.